Hey, if it's you and it is we,
It must be Tommy TV.
We are going to have a night at Universal. We've got the fabulous Adriana Grande along. The ladies are going to go on some rides. I'm going to talk about Halloween Horror Nights, and that is coming up next. Always got to walk through the Universal store and see what's new. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got Jurassic Park. We got E.T. I love the pineapple under the seat. Isn't that fantastic? I pointed that out last time, but that thing is rocking.
How much are they?
That is the coolest thing. How much are they? Which means Tommy TV now probably gonna own one. $85. That's cheap.
$85.
Yeah. I can't believe I said $85 is cheap. Come on, these popcorn buckets, the Minion popcorn buckets, unbelievable. They're so cool. I wanted to ask you, so you could have had a Disney pass this year, but you wanted a Universal. Why is that?
I feel like Universal has better rides because there's so many different rides to choose from. It goes from like little kid rides to more advanced and adult rides, which is fun and intriguing. And I feel like just a lot bigger and more fun.
Okay. Well, let's not mess with success. So, if you're like us, Grandma and Grandpa over here, sometimes we do Universal, sometimes the kids do Disney. So maybe next time it'll be a Disney yearly pass. But since she comes down, Adriana, how long are you here this time?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's probably enough to do both parks, but not cost effective buying an annual pass to both parks. Kind of crazy. So it's Universal this year. Gonna be awesome. Let's start. Buffalo! Go Bills. Rhonda's through. That's Robert. He is from Rochester, New York. And of course, a Buffalo Bills fan.
You go, Robert. Have a good day.
Let's go, baby. Oh, there's Bills fans everywhere.
Yeah, there is.
Go Bills, everyone.
The least expected.
Here we go. The ladies are going on Despicable Me Minion Mayhem first. That was the call by the Grande one. But there's been another call for the bathroom. So that's what's cranking. So I'm just gonna reminisce. So I was at the Today Cafe right there on the corner, about 10 feet from the back there, watching the opening ceremonies for the Pumpkin Lord and Halloween Horror Nights 31. This year, Halloween Horror Nights 32. There's a new speculation map. Let's talk about it as we walk through, because this very first scare zone is going to be interesting. It'll be right through here where the new Minions land is. And it's called Carnival of Oddities. Now, this is not the first time for the Oddities theme to be at Halloween Horror Nights, so it would be interesting in a scare zone. If you haven't been around back in the day when they did that Carnival of Oddities type deal, then I don't want to spoil it, but the oddities are pretty odd. I'll just say that. This could be very interesting. Of course, the Speculation Map 3.0 put out, and I will tell you that the later in the year it gets, the more accurate they are. And these maps have been incredibly accurate, which tells me somebody that works at Universal is letting the info out. This is how incredibly accurate these things have come to go. So this Carnival of Oddities should be pretty interesting. Okay. So you see the trees with the slashes through? That to me, looks like what everybody is talking about. And that is what could be the Yeti or Bigfoot. Haunted house, first time ever, and on a serious soundstage, so that should be cool. But I've seen everything from that to the White Walkers in Game of Thrones. How about that? Wouldn't the White Walkers from Game of Thrones be incredible? There go the ladies. That's on delay. You're gonna have to pick something else. So, Minion Mayhem on delay. So, yeah, that would be cool. So, oddities, and let's go over to House 2. So, inside info here, Villain Con Minion Blast opening soon. Like anything, maybe it's not going as smooth as it could, but it's going to be opening soon. Let me just put it that way. I have it on good authority. Okay, next house in a major way, and that is scheduled to be The Exorcist. See it right there. I changed the regular video mode instead of moving mode, but hey, while we're here, what the heck? Nothing better than a rip ride. Well, when you're on it.
That's why I have back problems.
There it goes. Does Rip Ride Rocket go upside down? I say no, it does not. It stays right side up. It almost goes upside down, but it doesn't. The Exorcist. So what's the deal on The Exorcist? Well, I would ask you, with the advent of Halloween House last year, and people, weren't that excited about it, but after they went through the Halloween House, they got very excited about it, because that was one of the best houses from last year. Absolutely one of the best houses. So how does an old dog get taken off the shelf and dusted off and do The Exorcist? It's because of the popularity of Halloween last year. And don't doubt Universal, everybody. Don't doubt them, because they will do something nasty, and it'll be great. Now, will you come out with green barf being thrown up on you at the end? Doubt it, but we can always hope. I'll just take you on a walk through. So there's the cupcake place for the Minions. Freeze Ray Pops. Mobile pickup is right there. Bank of Evil is just an emergency door for the Minion Cafe in case something bad happened. And with the Minions in there probably cooking, the fact that something bad could happen is very high. Yeah, very high. Next house is simply a very large church symbol. Let me take this down here. Kind of looks like a mansion, maybe a church in the middle, maybe a town. And, the witch's symbol. Kind of a evil symbol to the right of it. So, if somebody tells you they know what's going to be happening down here, they either work here or they're full of baloney. Because it could be another witch's coven kind of thing. I don't know, but the fact that it's in a major soundstage makes me think it's gonna be something. Universal wouldn't have gave it that real estate if it wasn't gonna be something, so that's pretty cool. Let's walk down and talk about the next three. It's the Yeti is that first soundstage there. And then after that is the Exorcist and the other soundstage. And the witch's symbol is actually where is up here just past entry is through Jimmy Fallon's The Tonight Show. That was on the side. That's where Texas Chainsaw Massacre was. Okay, so I made a little mistake there. I had my map folded up and whatnot. So the two left down here are pretty exciting, because the speculation map has the one on the left being Stranger Things 4. Now, the been a lot of Stranger Thing houses, but I am a fan. There needs to be a Stranger Things 4, because what they could do with Stranger Things 4 could be the house of the year. Because the house of the year last year was Dead Man's Wharf, the one to the right here last year. So this year, you can see on the map here, let me focus in on that, Stranger Things 4 up and left. And then is what everybody is calling a tribute house to the old Double Dragons ride that was here. And I'm gonna tell you, all right, if it's supposed to be a tribute house to Double Dragons, why isn't there 2 dragons, dueling dragons? Why aren't there 2 dragons? But that doesn't make any sense. Again, I've seen, oh, that's definitely Game of Thrones. That's definitely the dragons of Game of Thrones, right? Seen that. Well, you know what? Who knows? Anybody who pretends they know, they don't. And if they do, and they're not saying how, they probably work here. So that could be fun. So let's look at what this scare zone might be. So what we have on the map is a bunch of cryptic symbols, very conducive or similar to what you see next to the Mummy. Tribute store is gone. That's over on the other side now, way over in Hollywood. So all those symbols make you think it's kind of an Egyptian looking symbols, that maybe they're doing something with mummies. Now, you know, think what you will about the whole candy thing last year right through here, but I will tell you that the idea of mummies ripping out of the Revenge of the Mummy and then the ride's gonna be open, this could be cataclysmically good and bad. Cataclysmically good and bad. If they do it, that could be really, really, really cool. So I hope this is a Mummy scare zone, man. That would be so dang cool. I love it. So let's hope for that. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay, next house is in the Fast and Furious extra space, I guess we call it now. It's where Blumhouse was last year, the 2 houses back there. A lot of room, because they did 2 houses last year. What will they do with Chucky? So Chucky, again, I will warn you. When you think about Chucky, you think, well, I don't know, not that exciting. But I will tell you this, if they make Chucky small, puppet size, I think he's 10 times as scary. I pray they don't put full size or just short characters in Chucky costumes, and this is kind of what they do. They do a house based on Chucky. Now Chucky's another one that could be popular because of Halloween last year. So here's another one. You dust off Chucky and you bring him out. So let's walk over here. Yeah, the tent's already up back there. So if you look way back there, you can see the tent's already up. They're already working on Chucky. And I would just say give Universal a chance if you're kind of bummed about the whole Chucky thing. But I think it could be something. Now, hang in there. Let's hope for small Chuckies, not full-size Chuckies. Because, you know, I've heard the debates raging on Twitter already about full-size Chuckies. Please. It's like, you know, full-size people, you know, dressing up as Chucky's probably not going to be that great. So let's hope they do a good job with it. So as we approach San Francisco, what we find is a very odd symbol of just horns on the speculation map. And I'll let you look at it. You know, you can find it on Twitter. Just search Halloween Horror Nights and you'll see speculation maps by different people. So these horns, let me show you what they look like. Let me try and focus here. So you see those horns right there with just white coming up. That's a symbol for the now famous Krampus Christmas movie, which is scare the bejesus out of you, Krampus. This scares me, which was a Witch's Coven scare zone last year, which is fantastic because the stage was fantastic. The show was very cool. This is scheduled to be something possibly with Krampus and around this. Now look at all the people coming out of Fast and Furious thinking what a giant waste of space that was. If you know me and you know Tom ATV, we're not real big fans of Fast and Furious. Nor is anybody else that ever got off this ride. So, Krampus? That could be unbelievably exciting. Let's hope for that. Next stop, just after Leicester Square Station, is the private secret double secret probation entrance to Diagon Alley. Let's go in here because one of the most exciting things that could be happening to Halloween Horror Nights is happening possibly, you know, this is a speculation map, so we are speculating. But as we blast into Diagon Alley, is it possible that they will be Death Eaters and this will not be a refuge from the scary Halloween Horror Nights, but rather this will be one of the scariest scare zones maybe you ever go in. Now, we've seen the Death Eaters before. You know what a Death Eater is. You know Harry Potter, you know what a Death Eater is. And we've seen them before. They've been out on the other side, on the island side. But I've never seen them over here. But they could do amazing things. Like, I'm thinking, what if there is a giant Godzilla-like Death Eater and then a bunch of little Death Eaters? Now, there could be some scare actors just on their feet, and then there could be other scare actors with longer arms. You know how they balance on the stilts and stilts. So could you imagine Death Eaters on stilts and with arm extensions with stilts? Oh my gosh. That would be epic. That would be epic. And that would be a Halloween Horror Nights to remember. Man, I hope that comes true. I got my fingers crossed. Let's hope. Escape from Gringotts tonight. 75-minute wait. Oh, what a slug in the stomach that is. Although it is Saturday night. So, it's not like, and it's a cooler night too. Because it's been raining a good part of the day here today, and it's a much cooler night. It's just fantastic. It's kind of cold as we try and escape from Gringotts tonight. Hey ladies, will you be escaping from Gringotts this evening?
Yes.
Let's hope. These gents are hard at work. 75 minutes for Gringotts. Well, you know, if you're on vacation, you gotta do it. So, there you go. Death Eaters in Diagon Alley. Oh, man. I mean, I hope that is so true. I hope Krampus is true. The Carnival of Oddities. I mean, the Yeti house could be very scary. You know what makes it scary is you don't know what in the world they'll do with it. What will you do with it? I mean, that could get you any number of ways when you're not clear about what maybe to expect. So, like in The Haunting of Hill House, I mean, you're gonna go through and you're gonna see the series, right? And the tall dude with the hat's gonna scare the snot out of you. But what's the Yeti gonna do? That could be super cool. But Death Eaters, keep your fingers crossed. Okay, headed back to the old Fear Factor Stadium, home of probably the world-class show for Halloween Horror Nights. Now this year, it's scheduled to be a Nightmare Fuel show. So that's the same outfit that's been doing it the last many years. It's a super quality show. It's fantastic. And every year it gets more and more risky. Is that the word? Or possibly risque. I'm not saying it's not for kids, although you're not going to bring little kids to Halloween Horror Nights, but they are pushing the envelopes. But you know, that's just me. I'm like an old guy, so never mind me. But it's very contemporary dance and a heck of a show, fire and the whole thing. We will be here to see it and report back. So it's a pretty terrific show. The outfit putting it on is just first class. So let me show you what is usually an entrance for a house. It's supposed to be the entrance for that symbol house, although last year they made the entrance down there by Men in Black, so it was kind of weird. So it was Bugs last year that was supposed to go here, but it was kind of weird what they did. So I don't know what's going to happen this year, but it's going to be one of the entrances. But look at the symbol here. So that symbol, not the C in the center, but I think that stands for Carnival, because I think this is going to be a house centered around the Carnival of Oddities is what the rumor is. I think that's most credible, but I am not the expert on that symbol or this house. Now, way back in the day, and I don't even remember what year it was, if somebody could tell me down in the comments, what year was it that they did the very first Carnival of Oddities house thing? Because that was the very first year Rhonda May and I went. That's the very first year we went to Halloween Horror Nights. So that was a long time ago. So I just don't know. So if you know what that is, that house, again, the oddities are very odd. That could be spectacular. It's all about what Universal can pull off. Should be neat if they go that direction. Now, you super fans of Halloween Horror Nights know that, generally speaking, except last year, to the right of Men in Black, down there where the foliage is, and to the left of the Coca-Cola filler-up station, was the entrance to two houses, but they made Bugs go around last year, so I don't know what they're doing, but the one house that's going to be over there, I think is going to be in this direction, is going to be a very odd symbol. So let me show it to you. It's a guitar, and you can't see because I did it in black and white, but to the left and right of the fingerboard on the guitar is two horns. Now, what people are saying is that this is a Devil Went Down to Georgia house, right? As the Devil Went Down to Georgia goes, the thunder comes from the sky. saying I was right or wrong, but what would it be? I don't think it's The Devil Went Down to Georgia. You know why I don't think that? It's because if it's The Devil Went Down to Georgia, that would be a violin and not a guitar. Come on, do you know the song, people? I don't think it's The Devil Went Down to Georgia. But I have no stinking idea, nor do my two sources that are on this that I won't talk about. But no idea who that is. People wave. People want to be on Tom A TV. All right, let's go over to the last two houses. One very, very, very well advertised. And I'll just show it to you now. Let's talk about it on the way over. The Last of Us. Gonna be pretty epic. The Last of Us now, so it'll be interesting to see. Are they doing it on the video game or the series? I don't think it matters that much, but what they do with The Last of Us could be. Some people are very excited for this house. And remember, at this point in the year, we only know for certain that Chucky's going to be a house, and we know that The Last of Us is going to be a house. We don't know about anything else. All this is speculation, hence the fun of a speculation map. But The Last of Us is coming. And very excited. That's one that could be the house of the year. Could be the house of the year, because there's so much you could do with that, but there's some scary stinking stuff in that series, and they're gonna get people are gonna be screaming their fool head off in there. So that's what's gonna happen in The Last of Us. Holy cow. So this ride is called the Twirl and Hurl,
your freedom, you must help us attack Springfield. Claim your craft and your fellow humans.
which is what they're gonna be doing.
Avoid their puny defenses.
There they are. I prefer a ride called Walk Around, Drink Beer, and then Hurl because it's so hot. That's pretty much a better ride than the Twirl and Hurl. Okay, now, in the spirit of Halloween Horror Nights doing first-time things, one would be Death Eaters in Diagon Alley, be incredible. The other would be a Megan Horde from the movie Megan in Simpsons Land. Could you imagine like 30 characters dressed up as Megan, scaring the snot out of everybody? Now, you know, Megan was nasty, but Megan was kind of my hero in that movie because she was kind of, you know, I almost thought she was trying to help, right? I mean, you know, Megan, maybe that's not completely accurate, but Megan's gonna scare some people. What's up? How's the donut? Megan's gonna scare some people, but the Megan Horde makes that interesting. Is it a bunch of Megans with chainsaws? Because often there's a wandering horde with chainsaws. Is it gonna be a bunch of wandering Megans in the Simpsons Land, which is generally speaking a refuge from the stress and the horribleness of Halloween Horror Nights? Who knows, but we're gonna find out. So there's your Back to the Future Lamborghini and the train, of course. Emmett L. Brown. Last house I am excited for, Monsters Paris. Now, don't know what monsters are gonna be in there, but Monsters Paris makes you think that it could be Phantom of the Opera. I don't know if Moulin Rouge is, I don't know, but Monsters in Paris. Jack the Ripper, right? Was a monster, but not a monster. it could be very interesting what they do with Monsters Paris. So I'm hoping that happens, and that is going to be in one of the major sound stages. That'll be where Beetlejuice was, and then The Last of Us will be where the Weekend House was. So that's the way that's looking. Let's get through another scare zone right here. As you go through, this is, to me, this always makes the best scare zone, because this scare zone is known as the jungle, and it's kind of going through a canopy topped wooded area. Every year, to me, this kind of makes the best scare zones because it's so tight. They kind of cram people together, and the scare actors can really let you have it because they jump out of stuff on the sides. Last year this was Scarecrow, and it was scary. It was dang scary. So that was pretty cool. So what will they do with the jungle? And what kind of monsters are in the jungle? Now there's animals in the jungle, but what makes them monsters? Don't know. I don't know if I'm scared. Well, you'd be scared of an angry lion. But how do you make it Halloween-like? Leave a comment. Maybe there's a way to do it. Big snakes? Yeah, don't know. So we're gonna find out. Gonna be great. So in the lagoon this year, they're gonna do a Vamp 69 show, is what the speculation map says. I should say a Vamp show, because the last thing I have to talk about tonight, walking around, is the scare zone, which is Vamp 69. So the show over the lagoon is Vamp, so vampires. And then the greatest scare zone from last year was right down Hollywood Avenue, right down here, which was fantastic. The cemetery, it was terrific. The music was terrific. The twins, the gargoyle, the two brothers. I loved it. This is a great place for a scare zone. So it'll be Vamp 69. So Vamp 1969. What makes 1969 interesting? Does anybody know? I mean, I tooled around a little bit trying to figure out, is there a famous movie from 1969? There was actually a few of them. So maybe it'll all be around that. But we will see. It's, vampires, pretty darn exciting. That'll be really good. So that's what I have for Halloween Horror Nights 32 and this most up-to-date speculation map. Just for fun, a quick look at the merchandise reveal for The Last of Us. See if they got anything new. They just had this one shirt. I like that it's white because it's stinking hot, especially opening night of Halloween Horror Nights, unless it's pouring down rain like it was a couple of years ago. Oh God, that was terrible. So there's some Chucky stuff out here, but not that much. Snitches get stitches, as well they should. See you in the fog. I like the concept. But I tell you what, The Last of Us, that must have cost some money to license that. That could be the house of the year, we'll see. I hope you enjoyed the walk around. I saying goodbye from what will be Mel's Dying, as well, you know. And I hope you enjoyed it. We are going to be here a lot. We will be going live through all 5 scare zones opening night of Halloween Horror Nights 32 this year. And then we'll get you through the houses right after that. So that'll be fun. So that's what's going on. Where else would you rather be than getting a horror night update by watching Tom A TV? We'll see you next time.